Welcome to Tomorrow Unveiled, the deep dive into the technology that is fundamentally changing what it means to be human.
Today, we are strapping in, the whole idea of wearables just being passive trackers,
hmm
step counters, notification screens.
Yeah, that era's, well, it feels like it's closing out.
It really is. We're moving squarely into active, symbiotic human-computer integration, HCI, right?
HCI.
And this means the tech isn't just passively measuring anymore. It's becoming an active extension of, well, us,
Yeah.
our bodies, our minds.
That's exactly the pivot we want to explore today, is this move from measurement to augmentation. It's a really big shift.
Huge.
And our mission here is to unpack that. The sources gathered by our dedicated research team, they all point to the same nexus: AI, advanced health monitoring, and crucially, neural interfaces.
Yeah, that convergence is key.
We're definitely moving beyond the smartphone as the central hub. The future, it seems, is something you wear.
It's pretty wild how fast the consumer market is actually catching on to this whole neurological future idea.
Yeah.
I mean, specialized labs have been chipping away at this for ages.
Right, but now it's hitting the mainstream.
Exactly. The consumers are getting their first real taste of, like, intent-based computing right now.
Okay, so let's talk specifics. The big mover, according to the research team's findings, seems to be Meta, specifically their latest combo, the Ray-Ban display smart glasses paired with this new neural band wristband.
Mhm.
This doesn't feel like just another glasses update, does it? It feels more foundational, like a shift in how we even input commands.
It really, really is. So first, the glasses themselves. They're the first consumer Ray-Bans with an actual integrated AR display.
Meaning info pops up right in your view.
Exactly.
Oh.
Overlaid on the real world. They're priced at $799, launched September 30th. But like you said, the real kicker, the game changer, is how you control them. That's the neural band.
Let's dig into that band because the tech there sounds fascinating. Our research team explained it uses something called surface electromyography, EMG.
That's it. EMG. It detects these incredibly tiny electrical signals from your forearm muscles.
Okay, but here's the mind-bending part. It picks them up just when you intend to make a movement, even before you fully do it.
Precisely. It reads the intention behind the movement, those nascent muscle signals.
Wow.
And it translates that subtle intent into actual digital commands. So you
Yeah.
can scroll, you can click, you could even do some basic typing, all without physically tapping or gesturing in any obvious way.
So it's touchless control based on, well, neurological intent, not physical action.
You got it. It completely bypasses the usual ways we interact with tech screens, buttons, even big hand gestures.
And the sources we reviewed really emphasized why this combo is important. It's basically the first mainstream neural interface platform that has, genuine real-world usefulness.
Real utility.
You can keep your eyes up, see directions in your view, stay present in a conversation maybe, all while doing something else without that constant head-down phone check.
That integration is the core value proposition. And the data our team looked at supports this thing. The neural band itself has an 18-hour battery life.
Yeah.
Pretty solid for all-day wear.
Okay, 18 hours for the band is good, but the glasses?
Yeah. The glasses are quoted at around 6 hours of mixed use.
6 hours. Oof.
Yeah. That suggests power for the display component is still the main bottleneck.
Definitely. 6 hours really limits that idea of true, seamless, all-day integration, doesn't it? Suggests we're not quite free of charging cables just yet.
Not quite. But they're already thinking niche markets, too. The research also highlighted the Oakley Meta Vanguard glasses.
Ah, right, the athlete version.
Yeah, aimed at athletes. A bit cheaper at $499. They have integrated GPS, fitness tracking, basically performance optimization features. And interestingly, a slightly better battery life, about 9 hours.
Makes sense. Targeting those high-performance users first, maybe they're more tolerant of early adoption issues like battery life.
It's a pretty standard playbook.
Yeah.
But if we zoom out a bit, connect this control stuff to the bigger picture, the really profound shift isn't just how we control devices, it's how we manage our health.
Okay. Moving beyond control to care.
Exactly. Wearables are making this jump from just diagnostics, telling you what was wrong, to active therapeutics, actually helping manage or treat conditions in real time.
That feels like a monumental leap. And the specific health advances our research team tracked, they really back this up, don't they?
They absolutely do. It's moving way beyond simple heart rate alerts.
Like the Apple Watch Series 11 example, they launched that hypertension detection system.
Right, using optical sensors, machine learning. And the data suggests, it's pretty staggering, that it identified over 1 million previously undetected cases of high blood pressure.
1 million cases. In its first year?
in its first year, just from a consumer watch. Think about the public health impact there.
That's huge. And then there's the holy grail, some call it, glucose monitoring.
Yes. Continuous glucose monitoring, CGM. The Life Plus LifeLeaf device, according to the findings, achieves clinical validation for CGM without needles. No finger pricks, no calibration needed.
No needles. How accurate is it?
The reported accuracy was around 10.8% compared to traditional methods, which, for a non-invasive method, is, well, it's revolutionary for millions managing diabetes.
Absolutely life-changing potential there.
But here's where it gets even more active. Intervention. What happens when the wearable doesn't just monitor but treats?
Okay, like active therapy.
Precisely. We now have the Felix Neuro AI Wristband. It's FDA-cleared, and it provides personalized, non-surgical treatment for essential tremor.
How does it do that?
It uses targeted electrical stimulation, adjusted based on real-time biometric data from the wearer. It's literally an active therapeutic system you wear on your wrist.
Wow. So it senses the tremor and actively counteracts it.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And all this capability, it relies on really advanced interpretation of biosignals.
Right. Our research team flagged studies using combinations of sensors like a smart necklace and a wristband working together.
Multi-sensor fusion.
And these systems can now apparently identify really complex, high-level behaviors. The example given was identifying specific patterns of overeating, like distinguishing late-night cravings from other eating.
Which then allows for truly personalized health interventions, not just a generic eat less, but targeted advice based on your actual behavior patterns.
That ability to understand the context and the pattern, not just the raw data point, that feels like where the AI convergence really makes a difference in health.
Exactly. It's moving towards understanding the why behind the what.
We've covered a massive amount of ground already, from mind control bands to therapeutic wearables. It's pretty exciting stuff. If you're finding this insightful, please do take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Tomorrow Unveiled, and maybe hit that new hype button. It really helps us reach more viewers. And definitely turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you happen to be listening on a podcast service, maybe Apple Podcasts or Spotify, we'd be incredibly grateful if you could leave us a rating and perhaps a review for Tomorrow Unveiled. Honestly, it makes a huge difference in helping new listeners find us.
Okay, so while consumer stuff like Meta's Ray-Bans gives us a peek into the future, the real bleeding edge, the engine room for this innovation, is often in those super demanding professional sectors, right? Like military advanced healthcare.
Oh, definitely. That's where the tech gets pushed to its absolute limits, incubating things that eventually, trickle down to us.
Like telerobotic haptics. That sounds very sci-fi.
It does, but it's becoming very real. AI is totally changing haptic feedback. We're moving way beyond just simple fun vibrations.
So what are we talking? Feeling texture?
Feeling texture, pressure, even temperature differences remotely. Sophisticated, nuanced, tactile sensations. They're calling it the sentient touch.
Sentient touch. Okay. Is there a real-world example of this?
Yep. The research highlighted a clinical trial happening right now at Laakso Hospital in Helsinki. They're using these specialized haptic gloves and full control suits.
For what purpose?
For remotely operating highly sophisticated robots in healthcare settings. Think complex procedures, maybe? It requires incredibly high fidelity, super low latency feedback, true telepresence.
So the surgeon or operator needs to genuinely feel what the robot hundreds or thousands of miles away is touching and manipulating.
Exactly. The stakes are incredibly high there.
And if remote surgery isn't high stakes enough,
Yeah.
let's talk defense.
Right. The research team also flagged work on a highly specialized, very ruggedized, non-invasive neural interface program.
Non-invasive, so not implants, but for military use.
Correct. For tactical military systems, it's
Okay.
incredibly ambitious. They're trying to solve really fundamental problems in things like signal processing, making it tiny, making it work under extreme conditions.
And crucially, making it secure.
Oh, absolutely. Cybersecurity is paramount there.
Yeah.
And this whole effort, it creates that classic DARPA effect, doesn't it?
Where the military need drives fundamental breakthroughs.
Precisely. To get a brain-computer interface working reliably and securely on a battlefield, you have to solve problems in power, size, signal clarity, security that will inevitably benefit consumer tech down the line, maybe 5-10 years out.
It's the ultimate incubator, pushing the boundaries that forces innovation that eventually becomes standard.
And none of this high-level stuff works in isolation. Not the surgery, not the military BCI, not even the everyday neural band. It all relies on critical advances in the underlying infrastructure.
Yeah, the physical nuts and bolts. The research team corroborated some key points here, like new multi-chip architectures.
Right, achieving something like a 30% power reduction.
Which is huge for wearables. That 30% could be the difference between charging twice a day versus once a day, or even lasting multiple days. It determines if something is just an accessory or truly integrated.
Absolutely critical. And then there's connectivity, the integration of Wi-Fi 7.
Why is Wi-Fi 7 so important here?
Bandwidth and latency. It provides the pipe needed for these data-hungry applications. Think real-time AR overlays, high-fidelity haptic data streams. The projections show it supporting over 2.1 billion devices by 2028.
Okay, so the network backbone is getting ready.
It has to. And we also saw breakthroughs mentioned in the actual materials. Flexible circuits, shape-shifting batteries.
Shape-shifting batteries, like bendy batteries.
Kind of. Batteries that can be printed into complex 3D forms using materials with almost like a toothpaste consistency initially.
Wow, okay.
All this makes the final hardware lighter, smaller, more comfortable, easier to integrate into clothing, glasses frames, watch bands, you name it.
So the hardware is literally becoming more flexible and integrated.
So yeah, we've got all this incredible innovation pushing us towards this really integrated future. But it's important to keep a balanced perspective, right? For you, the listener, understanding the why not yet is just as crucial.
Definitely. Why aren't we all walking around with neural bands and AR glasses today? There are some pretty significant hurdles still.
There really are. Let's talk about those challenges to widespread adoption.
And the biggest one, based on the consensus in the research we looked at, seems to be privacy and security. It feels like we're standing on a precipice here.
We really are. Because wearables aren't just collecting heart rate or steps anymore, they're moving into interpreting intent, maybe even psychological states, like stress or distress signals.
That changes everything, doesn't it? The sensitivity of the data is just off the charts.
Completely. And people are worried. The sources indicated that 82% of U.S. residents worry about their health data privacy outside of a doctor's office or hospital.
82%. That's a huge majority.
And when your wristband starts reading your neurological intent, I mean, what could be more private than that?
It's deeply personal data, and there seems to be a major transparency issue with the companies making these things.
Yeah, the research team's analysis wasn't encouraging there. Found that 76% of manufacturers rated high risk for transparency about their privacy practices.
76%, high risk.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Not at all. And get this. The average privacy policy, it takes about 26 minutes of focused reading to actually understand.
26 minutes? Who has time for that?
Exactly. So the regulations, the legal frameworks, they're lagging way behind the technology when these devices are essentially reading our bodies and our minds.
Okay, so privacy and security are massive concerns. What else is holding back mass adoption?
Well, there are significant human factor hurdles too. Just basic adoption friction.
Like people just stopping using them.
Yeah, discontinuance rates are surprisingly high. Around 29–30% of smartwatch users, for example, stop wearing them within 6 months.
Why is that? Novelty wears off.
Partly that, maybe.
Yeah.
Or the utility just isn't compelling enough to overcome the hassle of charging, syncing, whatever it is. If it doesn't seamlessly integrate and provide ongoing value, people drop off.
Makes sense. Then there's the cost, right?
Oh yeah, cost is always a barrier. Meta's $799 for the Ray-Bans is definitely premium. And high-end AR or VR systems, they can easily run $4,000 or more.
Which prices out a huge chunk of the potential market right away.
Absolutely limits mainstream adoption. And even beyond cost, there are still lingering technical issues. Things like not enough compelling content or apps. Especially for AR, the hardware can still feel bulky or awkward.
And the classic problem, interoperability. Getting devices from different companies to actually talk to each other smoothly.
Yes, that ecosystem friction is still a major pain point. All that stuff needs to get way smoother, way easier for truly mass adoption to happen.
Okay, so we've seen the breakthroughs, the potential, but also the pretty significant challenges. If we try to synthesize all this, what's the big takeaway?
I think the core theme we started with still holds true. Wearable tech is fundamentally shifting. It's transitioning from being just gadgets to becoming a core human-computer integration infrastructure.
The next computing platform, essentially.
Pretty much. And the market projections back that up. The research pointed to a potential market size of around $186 billion by 2030, driven by this AI convergence, this neural evolution we've been talking about.
So it's not a niche, it's the direction of travel.
It seems that way. And looking even further ahead, these breakthroughs in intent-based input, like Meta's EMG band, They point directly towards that ultimate vision of ambient intelligence.
Ambient intelligence,
Yeah.
where the tech just helps you without being asked.
Exactly. Where your devices, your clothing, your environment, they become these intelligent extensions of you, anticipating needs, providing assistance frictionlessly, almost invisibly.
Building on the foundations being laid right now.
Precisely. But, and this is the big but, the most profound challenge moving forward, the one we really need to grapple with, probably isn't the technology itself.
What is it then?
It's the ethical and social integration. How do we handle this? How do we secure this incredibly sensitive data, our literal intentions, our physiological states?
And how do we make sure everyone benefits?
Yes. How do we ensure equitable access so that as our clothes, our glasses, our accessories become these intelligent extensions of our minds, that this future is actually safe, fair, and available for everyone, not just a select few?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the $100 billion question.
It really is. We genuinely love to hear what you think about all this. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast app, please drop a comment. Let us know your thoughts on this big shift in wearable tech. Would you strap on a neural band?
Yeah, let us know. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the world of wearables.
Thank you for joining Tomorrow Unveiled. We'll see you next time.